YouTube? Tim here, TRD Adventures. Wanted to knock out a couple of videos, so we're just going to do 3 quick videos and just kind of finish them back to back. So we're in the same thing all the time. I'm just doing several quick videos in a row. So the last video we went over the GSpeed Class 1 comp rig. Today we're going over my kind of pride here. This is my Class 2 GSpeed vehicle here. Currently, we again, obviously a favorite in the bodies. Again, we are rocking the RC full drive Mojave body with an extreme comp cut here. Yep, I even left that little guy in there. It just, honestly, it's Class 2. It doesn't have to be the prettiest, but kind of gives me a little extra support there, so we kind of left it. A little interior cover in there. We got a Stormtrooper driving. A little bit here going on. You see, we didn't, like I said, we didn't pinch the front, the rear. We just did a very, very aggressive comp cut there. And again here in the rear. And we just went a little bit past the chassis rail and cut it all off behind everything there. And the same thing on the body. There. Cheated with the little tube there on the side. That's actually brass tubing, just adhered it to the body. Metal sliders, points. Then, what'd you think? Little scale stuff, little turbo there in the front, spare tire mount, some accessories just to points. Said generally I do build my comp rigs. Sorka wanted to get up there with this, and switching to a hard body, I was able to maximize points and point it out, whether it be comping local Sorka Light or Sorka event. Also, there'll probably be a new build coming along with this one, but I did do another, just kind of a backup comp body. This time we did a Tundra, again with a very aggressive comp cut on it. Took it out today actually. Really kind of tore up the paint, but it's okay. So, underneath that monstrosity of a very, very bright body. Starting, we have a GSpeed V3 chassis in the G10 compound. That chassis is also available. So, like I said, V3 chassis. This is G10 material. They also make this chassis in carbon fiber and carbon steel. I do have each of those, and I'm actually going through probably just replacing this one anyway with carbon fiber. I do like the looks of carbon fiber weight wise. I think it's 1 ounce lighter than the G10, and it is carbon fiber, so it is stronger as well. Wheels and tires here, we are running Voodoo KLRs and red compound, and we are running Vanquish Method 1.9 V-Locks here. Foams from a Class 2, I do run Halo, either the Voodoo Halo foams. I either run yellow dot or white dot in the rear, and in the front, my new Happy tire for mine is the air down foam. I do have the Ultra air downs. They're actually in the kid's Class 2 comp truck. His is lighter than mine, so it works better in his than mine. So the air down in the front is my new favorite foam. I still do like the stiffer foam in the rear here. I mean, we've done several videos over of what this truck started as. It's seen several changes. I said this was at one point in time an RTR Element Trail Walker. There's not much left. Rear axle, drive shafts, and front C-hubs. That's all that remains. So anyway, we got the V3 chassis sliders. We have the GSpeed V3 sliders. I'll use this side because it's prettier. Oh no, Voodoo down. Beautiful sliders that work good, smooth, easy. They follow the shape of the frame, so all that works good. Again, similar to the Class 1, we were rocking the GSpeed multi-mount panhard. Again, in case you skipped the last video or didn't watch it, this is an amazing panhard mount with 3 mounting locations depending on the axles you're running. Also, I guess while we're up there, the amazing new GSpeed lay down servo mount. As you can see, normally your dual servo mounts, everything's up high. This gets down low, gives it that CG, and when you're compressed, you are getting very close to axle mounted servo CG, but you're still retaining points for a chassis mounted servo. So it is a win-win in my book. The front bumper here is a IERC front bumper. I really like their bumpers. I have several IERC bumpers and many other products, especially for the Vanquishes. And the rear bumper here, this was just low profile bumper. I had the drawer, I believe it was on Amazon for like 12 bucks for the rear here. Just slide on, bolts around the frame bumper, but I just wanted something in the rear, and honestly it does not hinder much of anything. If anything, it's actually saved me several times from going all the way back over. I was able to stop there, and it actually helped me push, and it actually saved me a couple times. So that was awesome. Center here, we put everything to the wheels through the Team Garage Hack 2-low transmission in orange, and nice little all orange gold theme there right in the middle, matching beautifully with the yellow, with the Three Brothers RC yellow jacket motor. The 2-low transmission, smaller profile, so CG and just overall weight. I believe the whole unit itself is 3 ounces, maybe 4. Could be wrong, but it's one of those two. Super light, down low, compact, 30% overdrive through the transmission. So, put you in that sweet spot, especially for comping. Like I said, connected to that is my new favorite outrunner motor is the Three Brothers RC Yellow Jacket. I run them 2000 kV motors, Class 2 and Class 1, and should have another one on the way soon as the pre-order finishes going through. For my C2 here, keeping weight in mind, I did some experimenting, heard several people run it, so I wanted to give it a shot, especially with like hard body and everything else. We are running the Castle Sidewinder Micro 2. Ignoring the ugly wiring, it is that tiny little guy in there. Very, very small. The whole ESC unit is 1 ounce, but I've been running it since June, and I've had 0 issues. It's been able to do everything. It's had used several motors. Weight, I've had no issues with it. It handles everything. Now, granted, also both my steering servo and my servo winch are direct power. So that was one reason for those, is that takes loads away from the AC. They don't have to do all that. They have direct battery power themselves. So that helps there. ESC was easy to tune. Castle Link, everything running good there. Speaking of servos, so for servo here, attached to that beautiful laydown mount is the Three Brothers RC G11 servo. I know it is their servos, it is their lower one, but I run 1, 2, 3, 5 of them. And I've got several of the local guys to try them too. For the price, it's an amazing servo. Super strong, direct power, super fast. I believe it is, yes, it is 4S capable. I will at some point get the G12s or G13s. About every time I'm ready to say, oh, I'm going to go order one of those, I hop on the side and they're out of stock. So I just cry to myself a little bit in the corner, but I get through it. So in the meantime, G11 it is, and it's done fantastic for me. I've done 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 comps with that servo, and just hours upon hours driving around the local area. No issues, still going strong. In fact, little key point here on the servo. So you can see that crack right there. Yes. So this was in a little side story here. This was in my Vanquish, the Ultra. We were cruising around last weekend, and I took a tumble and went to spin out of it and put the whole front end in a rock, awkwardly and hard. Has a 3500 Polar Pro motor in it, or yeah, 3500 Polar Pro motor in it. It hit hard. So Vanquish being the Vanquish, the axles weren't going to give, the links weren't going to give, his Vanquish servo horn wasn't going to give. The next weak point in the front of that impact was pushing everything back, was everything hit so hard the servo moved and pushed enough force and it cracked the case. That was the first time I've ever seen that happen. It's the first time, even local and even on the Three Brothers RC page, first time they've seen that happen. Like I said, I wasn't mad, it was my fault. I hit the rock, so it was all on me. But it was a simple fix, it was just a cover. You know, in the meantime, I just posted on the page, it was like, this is, and I got home, pulled the servo out, pulled the cover off, all the gears, everything inside, beautiful. No scratches, no dings, no chipped teeth, everything was fine. Just temporarily, I pulled another servo cover off, another servo I had, and
I'll leave you alone. Go talk to your friends.
it's all good. So anyway, so I posted on the Three Brothers RC page with that, and they actually messaged me and take care of their, just send me a replacement cover. In the meantime, was able to just swap out with another cover I had, just at least keep it going so I could keep driving the truck. So enough about steering servo, then to servo winch there. Again, also Three Brothers RC product, the Overlander winch. Again, I do run that winch in all three, class 1, 2, and 3 of my vehicles. Super strong winch, 4S capable, direct power. So it's done great for me. I do have a little custom servo mounting here since I switched from the dual servo mount to lay down mount. I had to find a new location for the servo mount. So I made it similar to how I had set up on my class 3 truck. I just took some regular servo mounts, did a little, used one extra link hole in the bottom and then drilled a hole in the top. So I was able to scoot the servo back, get it laid down, and it is external spool. I also did used a rod end to help route the winch line from the front to help keep it kind of spooled correctly. Like I said, those are an external spool servo winch instead of an internal spool, so make sure that does feed and everything properly. Battery, sometimes I run on my class 1 and my class 3. I can run the battery here on the sliders, which these are electronic trays and or battery mounts, but with the way I have the slide on the Team Garage Hack transmission over and with the outrunner motor, I didn't want it to make contact with the battery, so I use the GSpeed multi-mount battery tray here. Just nice tight, and it comes with mounts. When you get it new, it comes with mounts on both sides of the mount, so you can mount it on either side of the chassis, front, rear, wherever, and then you can just trim off the tab you don't use. But also it still is able to, you know, it's not up here in the front, it is still a decent downward lower spot of the chassis, and it is forward, so again helps with the forward weight there. Then I do just have some, these are actually the Element high clearance links. I had them on my Element when I started deciding I was going to go more of a full comp build, and they work. I haven't broke anything, so they've just stayed on. I haven't changed them out. I haven't had any need to upgrade or change them, so they stay on. I said we do still have the, I can't say it's a stock rear housing. It is the stock Element housing, but I have switched the rear to the Element hard plastic, the gray housing. The front, I did change the front to the SSD center housing. I did put an axial ring and pinion in there. Then I simply unbolted the hubs from the Element axle, pulled the hubs and the steering shafts out, put them all in there, and I kept them behind the axle steering. So those extras are going to stay. I actually do at some point probably want to switch out the rear to an SSD as well. I do like the diamond style housing, really helps going over rocks and obstacles. And then shocks, I've chosen the DriveTech 90mm short shocks. Super easy to build. They have a great video on the on how to assemble them, the oil process, assembling all the seals, and even modifying the shock while you're assembling if you want to limit them. And I actually did limit them after Crawlapalooza because I had some issues with side handling, running 50 weight oil in the rear, 40 weight in the front, and Lowe's Mini T-spring soft in the front. I believe I do have hard in the rear. So then another little amazing, nice GSpeed product. When I attach like the bed, this does have a drop bed, and I said I do have aggressive cutting, so the shock towers and everything sets through there. So for the front, I just took an extra little piece that I had laying around, went across the front, put a stud in, and then just that Proline screw cap for the front and the rear. I do have the bed to set flush here with the rail, so I use the GSpeed body mount post right there in the rear. Awesome, they actually do have 2 securing holes, and they normally are specifically for the front. You can actually, they would take up 2 slots here in the front, secure the body post, but they actually work perfect there. I was able to secure them back here. They fit where the rear bumper would normally mount. Drill through, so everything. So also being a hard body, again, it's class 1, so the holes really don't bother me, so I can just simply unbolt it, rip it off, and be good to go. So anyway, that's the full breakdown of my class 2 vehicle. Next up will be class 3.